Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hafizahira binti Zamri. I'm going to present about agriculture microbiology. Okay, environmental contamination has the potential to be a major threat to the survival of living organism. The misuse of chemical fertilizer and pesticide can contribute to the deterioration of environment, but there is also fertilizer that is appropriate and good for the soil, which is called compost. Composting is an aerobic process during which organic waste is biologically degraded by microorganisms to humus-like material. The end product should not contain pathogen or viable seed, and it should be stable and suitable for use as a soil amendment. The composting is an age-old practice for the biological conversion of organic waste to a humus-like substance, which can enhance physical, chemical, and biological soil properties. And actually, I have experience to see how people make compost when I do internship in UPM. And here are many type of microorganism found in the compost, and the most common is bacteria. Bacteria are the smallest living organism and the most numerous in compost. They make up 80 to 90% of billion of microorganisms in the compost. Bacteria are responsible for the most of decomposition and heat generation in compost. The second is the fungi. The fungi are important in decomposition process. One, most of the cellulose has been exhausted. They spread and grow vigorously by producing many cell and filament, and they can attack organic residues that are too dry, acidic, or low in nitrogen for bacterial decomposition. The third is protozoa. That which is an one cell microscopic animal. They found in water droplet in compost but play a relatively minor role in the composition. Protozoa obtain their food from organic matter in the same way as the bacteria do, but also act as secondary consumer, ingesting bacteria and fungi. The fourth is antimycetes. Uh, the character the characteristic earthy smell of the soil is caused by this organism. In composting, they play an important role in degrading complex organics such as cellulose, lignin, chitin, and protein. Their enzyme enable them to chemically break down tough debris such as woody stem, bark, and newspaper. The last is rotifer, that are microscopic multicellular organisms that found in film of water in the compost. They feed on organic matter and also ingest bacteria and fungi. Okay, so what are the components that required for microorganism is the first one is oxygen for oxidizing the carbon in decomposition process, and the second is water in the right amount to maintain activity without causing anaerobic condition. The next is carbon for energy. The microbial oxidation of carbon produce the heat. And this last is nitrogen, is to grow and reproduce more organism to oxidize the carbon. Okay, next is why use microorganism? In composting, microorganism break down organic matter and produce carbon dioxide, water, and heat. The result is a richer soil that improve the plant growth and health. When they break down organic material, they give off heat. Billion of aerobic bacteria working to decompose the organic matter in a compost pile cause the pile to warm up. Okay, component in compost is such as leaf, animal feces, sawdust, grass clipping, dry leaf, and branch, and many others. The amount of time needed to produce compost depends on several factors, including the size of compost, the type of material, and the number of time the pile is turned. Okay, how to make compost? To make compost, we need three phase, which is the first one is mesophilic phase, the second is thermophilic phase, and the last phase is maturation phase. Okay, the mesophilic phase is often the first, especially if you start your compost during the summer. Mesophilic bacteria break down organic matter into protein and carbohydrate, constantly generating heat as they do so. Once the temperature of the compost reach 40 degrees Celsius, the mesophilic bacteria are replaced by heat-loving thermophilic bacteria. The thermophilic bacteria break down the organic matter extremely quickly, and as a result, the temperature rise fast and breakdown of the protein, fat, and complex carbohydrate accelerate. When the supply of high energy compound is developed, the temperature start to drop, which see the thermophilic bacteria disappear and mesophilic bacteria return. As the supply of high energy compound dwindles, the temperature start to decrease, and the mesophile once again predominate in the maturation phase. Okay, the next is the advantage of the compost. The composting material feed the organism and help to aerate the soil while also keep it moist. Compost also help plant fight disease, help to prevent erosion, control the weed, and can be mixed with store-bought potting soil. If we can create our own compost, we can also decrease the volume of trash that goes into the landfill. The disadvantage is we need to patient to make our own compost because it take time to decay and to break down the matter, and might have to wait a few months until we can see the significant result from the composting. Okay, this is the one of technology that use compost, which is vermicompost, which is the product of the process of organic material degradation that use various species of worm, usually red wiggler, whiteworm, and earthworm, to create a heterogeneous mixture of decomposing vegetable and food waste, bedding material, and vermicast. And the second is composting toilet, which is collect the human excrete. These are added to a compost that heap that can be located in a chamber below the toilet seat, below the toilet seat. And when we properly manage, they do not smell. The composting process in this toilet destroy pathogen to some extent. The amount of pathogen destruction depends on the temperature and composting time. Okay, that's all about the compost. Thank you very much.